Hello, once again, this is Mark Elmo Ellis with PhotoshopTrainingForum.com, where we show you clearly and concisely how to use Adobe Photoshop. Today we're going to learn how to replace colors of a particular spot on an image. So if you wanted to replace a certain amount of colors, or you wanted to change the colors because you didn't like the brightness of them or whatever, don't worry, you can easily change any color on any part of this image, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's say, for example, you did not like the color of this hat here. You thought it was ugly or whatever. You could very, very simply change it, and you could do it so well that it would look like the hat was manufactured that way in the first place. What you need to do is pick a selection tool, and I like to use the magnetic lasso tools right over here under the lasso. You'll have the lasso icon. Click on that little arrow, go down to the bottom one. It says magnetic lasso tool. This is a really cool tool, and I demonstrated this earlier on one of the level 1 videos. But as you go along the border of the hat, it kind of clings to the color that you need it to in the place you want it to. And it's just kind of magnetically staying there. It takes a little bit of practice, not too much, but you can very easily grasp just the part of the image that you want by using this tool. Okay, once you get there, you just close it off by clicking on the first point, and you have now selected just the hat. Now, I noticed down here, there's one other tool I might as well introduce you to, so while we're at it, we're going to go into more depth on these later on, but you notice there's a little spot I missed right down here. This is called a quick selection tool here, and this is like a magnetic wand type of thing. And basically, you click on the plus button up here in your application bar, which is up in here, and after you click on that, very simply you can go up in here and click on the plus button, and you'll just kind of move it, and look at how it moved it right into place. There's a minus button up here, so if you wanted to move it out of the way, you could a little bit. Okay, so we have the hat selected the way we want to here, and we are going to now attempt to change the color of just the hat itself. And you can do that very easily by using the Replace Color menu out of the Adjustment section of this program. But I wanted to make sure that you understood that we have this image and we were working on it previously. We have selected our background image. That's the one we're going to mess around with, okay? Now, I have turned off these other images, and you'll see when I turn them back on again, they're going to look like that. But I turned them off for a reason, because we're going to be affecting these, and these other ones are on top of it. So if you try to change the background and these are activated on top of it, they're just going to cover it up and you won't see any change at all. It gets a little frustrating that way, so make sure you turn those off so you're working with just the background layer and you will be able to see it. Okay, now we can go over to Image, and we're going to go to Adjustment Palette, and then we're going to go down the selection menu to where we get to Replace Color. Alright, now we want to select the hat. You've got 3 eyedropper tools here. The first one is called the eyedropper tool, and the next one is called the Add to Sample eyedropper, and this one is also known as the Subtract from Sample eyedropper. So you're gonna, and I'll show you what that means. Those are all kind of fancy words, but basically the first thing we want to do is select the area or color we want on here. Now watch this little window down here. This is going to get real interesting, because as you select from here, it's going to put it onto this little screen. Notice that? Now you've got that image of the hat on there. And if there's a part of the hat we want to keep selecting, you can just kind of go around and touch on different things here. Okay, so we've kind of sort of selected the hat itself. And you'll notice that's mostly what it is. And you can also adjust the color of it. You want to get the hat as bright as you can by itself, and you want everybody else around it to be diminished. So what you do is, if there's a part of the hat that you still want to select, you can still keep on clicking. This plus button will add more to it. So you can use the minus to click on some of these, but you don't need to do that since we've selected just the image of the hat that we want. And we've adjusted the fuzziness. And now the next thing to do is we're going to go down here and we're going to change the color of the hat. And the way you can do this is just by simply sliding this, and you'll notice the color of the hat will change. Now you'll notice I missed a spot here, so we can always go back to the plus button and add that and add that. Now if there was something on here we wanted to get rid of, you could just go and do the minus and it would get rid of that. But I like the way this looks right here. So you could kind of play around with that. Now, this is the only area that's going to get affected because, of course, it's inside the dotted, blinking little flashing lights here, lines here. And so that's already selected. So now we've changed the color of the hat, and you can change it, any way you want to by moving these sliders down here, so forth. You can actually change it to a totally different color altogether, and the lightness of it and so forth. Okay. Once you're done with that, sliding those around and doing those things, all you have to do is click OK. And you could go up here and hit Select, Deselect, and there you have totally changed the color of just the hat itself. Now, if you wanted to move out from the image, let's go to Fit to Screen. You'll notice that hat looks like it was manufactured that way almost. And you can pick any area of this picture to change like that at will that you would want to. Really super cool and very easy trick to do something that would normally take quite a bit of time if you did it any other way with Photoshop. Anyway, I was happy to share that quick tip with you. This is Mark Elmo Ellis with PhotoshopTrainingForum.com, where we show you clearly and concisely how to use Adobe Photoshop. God bless and have a great day.